Assalamu alaikum. Let's cook. People, I want you to listen to this sister's videos here. It's going to be a series of videos and I'm going to respond to them. This woman here, her son, Michael Parker, at age 23 in Lexington, Kentucky, he drowned while he was hanging out with his white friends. Okay? Now, her son was very talented in music and arts and things like that and just doing all kind of stuff. Here's a little bit of him right here.
Show me love, that's how I like you. That's how I like it. I'm a man. I got bags in, baby. Look how they watch from a distance. Baby, I wanna buy like a piston. Baby, let's hit the mall and do rich shit. I ain't tripping. I know niggas believe so loud.
Condolences to the family of Michael Parker, his mother. You know, I don't really listen to the music right now, or any music, not talking about his, but any music, but I could tell that he was very talented, probably was going somewhere with this thing. And when I seen him in some videos making his own clothes, like actually sewing them, like making his own clothes, I'm like, yeah, this young brother right here was very talented, very unfortunate situation. So people, we're going to listen to some videos with his mother. Now, I could tell that this woman is very hurt. The whole Nolan Wells situation brings back memories for her. This happened to her son 3 years ago. But I'm going to let some of her videos play, and we're going to have to chop it up a little bit because we have to respond to each one. Here you go.
I wanted to make this video because, you know, this Nolan Wells situation hits home, and it kind of like done triggered me a little bit. And it ain't triggered me because what people think it has triggered me about. What it triggered me more about is because I did lose my son on a holiday weekend as well. He was out there with his white friends as well. But my heart go out to the mom because I know how it feels when you feel like you being attacked, or your parenthood, or who you are, because your child died among white people. And it hurts to hear people make the comments that they make about it. You know, I saw a comment saying that we gonna learn we gonna learn and start sending our kids with white folks. We gonna learn to stop going to the lakes or going to the beach, and I feel like that's really a personal choice. If you're scared and you don't want to go to the lake or the beach or whatever, that's your issue. What we need to bring awareness to is the safety of being at the water that our black community is not educated on. And I'm not saying that, and this not taken away from any white mom who lost their child or family. But I'm talking about my community. How it's a slap in the face to hear some of the comments you're saying. It's a slap in the face to see that, oh wow, this is how you really felt about me, but wasn't bold enough to say it to me, right? And everybody have their opinion. Everybody have their right to say what they want to say and how they feel about a situation. Completely. Your Facebook page, your Instagram, your TikTok is yours. You're right. But I got a voice too. And I'm going to come for you if I see it. Unfortunately, every time I open up my page, I see the story. Why? Because the algorithms is going to come my way because my son drowned. He was with white kids. But nobody really knows the whole story. Everybody want to point fingers. Nobody out here, no post saying, let's all get together and reach out to this mom and comfort her. And nobody posting, let's go out here and let's support her. But y'all worrying about her child being at the lake with white folks.
Okay, I can dig it. She's very hurt. She emphasizes with Nolan Wells' mother. And yeah, I do agree with what she's saying. We need to focus on water safety, swimming, all that stuff. And I do know that the comments on social media whatever platform it may be on, it's some very cold, evil, mean people on there that will just post things and write things that they know they wouldn't say in person just to be mean. You know what I'm saying? Just because they want to. But because of the history and the current events as far as black people, young people like Nolan Wells and her son hanging out with white people, and then the black child drowns, the young black person drowns, everybody that's white goes home drowns. That's an issue for us. That's an issue. Now, I know that this woman is hurt and everybody's got their own personal story, but when things like this happen, their personal story is their personal story. And I think that people should be empathetic towards them, but these people also have to understand, we get it, your personal story is your personal story, but your story is not the narrative. The details of the things you may know is not the narrative. What the narrative is people are tired of seeing young black people or black people going out on outings with all white people and the black one not being the only one who comes home. If it happens one time, that's too many. You know what I mean? Because this never happens to white people. Never. With us. You know what I mean? So I get it. The comments, people are mean, people are nasty. But in addition to working on water safety and things like that, like she said, this is true, we also need to be working on being more proactive and understanding who we are and the history of white people in America, white people, things that could happen, things that do happen, things that still happen. You know, the difference between being black and being white, how to protect yourself when you're out in white environments, what's high risk, what's low risk, and that's undeniable. That factor can't be left out, you know. But I think this woman right here is more hurt by some personal things that she went through with her own family. You have to listen to her.
I remember when my son passed away and I got the phone call and I had called my sister, called a couple of people. And the first thing my sister said to me was, "Oh, since he's out there with them white folks." Man, I had to cut her off. I know she intentionally didn't realize what she was saying to me, but I had to cut her off because it just wasn't something I wanted to hear at the moment. I'm more hurt because I lost my son, not because he's out there with white folks. And I think people don't understand that. That even though you're trying to make a point about the situation, it's still painful to hear. You know, my heart go out to this lady because it's all over social media. Mikey's story wasn't quite over the social media like this, but I definitely know her pain. I definitely know her pain. I remember.
You see, people, this is what I think is more about for her. Yeah, I get the Nolan Wells stuff. It reminds her of her son and the response of people in the comment on Nolan Wells' mother's videos. I don't know what things about his mother. These people are strangers, though. And I think that it also reminds her of how her sister came at her so cold, like after this happened to her son. And I can dig it. You know, this response from her own sister. This is this young man's aunt. Cold response. She don't want to hear that at the time. You know, all she knows is her son drowned and he passed away. You know what I mean? She don't want to hear nothing about no white folks because deep inside, she probably thought about that in the past anyway. And she don't want to hear nothing from nobody about that. It's like we could get to that later. But right now, all I know is my son passed away. He died, you know. But I think that was kind of hardcore. I think that was kind of cold. And I think it was more so about her sister because, look, comments come from strangers. These are people that you don't even know, you know what I mean? On Nolan Wells' mother video or whatever, I don't know if people were saying things to her, but that makes her think like, man, this is what people were thinking about me. My own sister said something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why it really hits for her. And she's more upset about that probably opinion.
What need to be more educated is more how the safety at water. My child, he was careless. He made a poor choice. Yes, his white friends tried to save him, but they couldn't. They hurt just as much as I hurt. Y'all don't know what the process was for the rescue team or the police to get out there, the coroner. Y'all don't know that shit. Y'all don't know how this shit works. But y'all want to assume it's the white folks who killed him. Get the fuck out of here. This shit is like, and you know what? It's not even my fight. But I feel like it is. Because I'm in the place of the woman who lost a child just like me.
Okay, I get it. You know, she's very hurt. She's very hurt. She admits her son made a poor choice. She said his white friends tried to save him and all that. Now, here's the thing with that. With all due respect to her and how she feels, we don't know that. We were not there. And I don't think she was there either. So she's getting the information from white friends or white people. And that's where black people like us become skeptical, you know. See, the thing is, we get it, but the way some of our minds work, we can't take information from some white friends who said that they tried to save them. You know, we want to know more. What happened? Why did you jump in? Why did he jump in? What was you all doing? Was you all, you know, getting high on something, whatever? What was going on? What was this, a bet? Why did he go out there? What are these guys' names? What are your names who out here with him? What groups or organizations are your grandparents with? Is your dad with the police, your mother, you know, the EMTs who came? Are they related to you, whatever? You know, people need to know these things. So there are a lot of black people who may think different than this woman right here, the mother. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to come at her or somebody in their position, but they got to understand also, we respond like this because white people made it like this, man. They the ones that caused this. We have to adapt to how demonic they have been. So this is how we gotta act, you know what I mean? So like this woman here or another black person or somebody else, our minds may be in a different place. We could see two things. We could look at the same picture. Another black person from the same neighborhood as you, same school, even the same family, might look at the same picture and see something totally different when it comes to dealing with these white folks, you know. So they told her the story and her information comes from them if she wasn't there. You know what I mean? So at this point in her life, she may believe what they told her, or she may always believe it, and they may not have been lying. But we wasn't there, so we don't know. But we do know that this information came from white people. So this is not about her situation. This is about the totality of our dealings with white people and these type of things that happen. I think that she got to understand that she also has the right to say, screw you all, they are right, leave me alone. I say, okay, I get it. Okay. She's the mom.
To all the angel moms out there, this is why we got to stick together. This is why we have to educate our community more on what, not about the situation, but more about the compassion, this insensitivity of people, how they coming at us. Because I feel when you're attacking or making comments about Nolan Wells' situation, I feel like I'm being attacked, unfortunately. I don't know what the emotions is with it, but I feel like I'm attacked too. I feel like people felt this way. I'm like, wow, that's how people really was feeling, but wasn't bold enough to come to me. Nobody in my family or friends truly know the story. Nobody had asked about what happened. Y'all just assumed because he drowned, that was it. It's a lot more to the story that people don't understand. This family has a long way to healing.
You see, I think that was for her relatives as well. I'm not 100% sure, but if I was related to her and I knew her, I would have asked her what happened. You know what I mean? What really happened? Because sometimes you need to hear things from a different angle. You know what I mean? I would have asked her what happened and why do you believe what they told you? Tell me why. Not saying I would have disagreed with it, but I want to hear more. And her family, they probably ain't do that. Her friends or whoever, you know what I mean? And then when she sees people in Nolan Wells' mother's comments saying this, and that, hanging out with white people, this, and that, she's thinking like, oh, that's what y'all was thinking about me. You know what I mean? But it has to be either the people who are in her comments, if she was on social media, I don't know, talking about it, or maybe her own family and people close to her. So she's like, oh, okay, so this is what y'all was thinking about me. The same thing they saying about Nolan Wells' mom, huh? So that's why it strikes a nerve with her, whatever, I believe, you know what I mean? But here's the thing about social media. People in the comments are strangers. They're going to say some cold stuff. Some people wake up and go on social media just to make other people feel bad, or to make other people feel bad by bragging and showing their plate of food. It could be a vacation or whatever. Some people do that just to do it, but some people do it to make other people feel bad. You know what I mean? There's people on there showing their plates off of food every day just to show people this is what I got. There's some people on there that make them feel bad because they don't have that food. You know what I mean? They don't have that food. And some people, they do it. Oh, look, I'm here. A lot of people, man, I can't even say some. There's a lot of people that are innocent with it as well. But some people do that stuff just to make people feel bad. And then other people go in people's comments and say things just to make them feel bad about whatever. I'm not saying all people, but enough. A lot of people are mean. On social media, they're going to be meaner than they are in person, because on social media, they know they're not going to get punched in the face. You know what I'm saying?
You know, especially if you lost no child, who gives you the fucking right? Who gives you the right? Who gives you the right? Nobody gives you the right to judge us because we lost our children from the water. You don't have no right to do that. You're not shit. Do you know how painful that is? No, you don't. You're just worrying about your likes, how many views you can get from posting a story that's so fucking insensitive, and you don't know the truth. Once again, if anybody know Nolan Wells' mom or family personally, I would like to talk to her. I would like to give her a hug. I would like to just tell her I understand what you're feeling. There's already so many thoughts going through your head when you lose your child, when you don't know, tragically, you don't know what happened or what the story is, and when you have a narrative of people putting out some assumptions that they don't know, it does affect you. I'm thinking, yeah, she has a right not to be on Facebook. She has a right to be on Facebook if she wants to. But it's very painful to open up and see the shit that y'all have post. It is. Unfriend me. Block me. I don't care. Because I'm going to have something to say every time I see a post. And if I see it as insensitive, get mad. We can keep going. I'm here for it. Try me. But stop. 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 Especially if you ain't lose a child. Stop. You have no right. You have no rights. How dare you?
Yeah, I can dig it. You know, she feels connected to the Nolan Wells situation and his mother being attacked in the comments. Based off of her personal experience, I can't say she's not wrong. But again, everybody's personal experience is not the totality of the narrative. This is big right here. And the thing is, when it comes to knowing the truth, we the black people like to know, where did the truth come from? From who? Who said that? Who is he? Who is she? See, the thing is, this happens so many times, and the black people have to know when these situations go down, we got one black person there, the only black child, the only black young adult, teenager or whatever, you know, in the house, you know, whatever situation, everybody white is going home and the black one didn't. So now it's outrage and there's a lot of questions, and that's what's going to come with it because white people made it like that. Okay? I get the point about cold in the comments. I don't condone people saying some cold things to, you know, certain people in comments when stuff like that happens, but it's social media. And Nolan Wells' mother, she went on national TV also. early. She went on there early. So she wants people to know the story. People are going to respond how they want. And there's more white people, way more white people saying cold stuff than black people. Believe that. Real nasty and cold. So in the Nolan Wells situation, he may not have even drowned like your son did also. We don't know. You know what I mean? They may have beat him to death on land and then threw him up in that water. Who knows? But I get the connection is about water. So people, condolences to this woman right here, her family, her son, everybody, you know what I mean? Get in the comments. Let me know what you think about this, what you know about this. Link in the description to my masterpiece, The N-Word is No Secret in the Service, and also link to the email list. Go ahead and holler at that so that you know what the content is in case YouTube start doing their thing easy.